Phase 3 is just a 2.5 minute phase with nothing targetable.
You know, that'd be fun.
Yo, what's the chances final phase, he goes from Omega and then turns into Alpha? Then we gotta fight Alpha.
Like 90%.
Giant chicken.
The unlock
Yeah.
text was like alpha, blah blah blah, alpha, blah blah blah. It's like he's gonna show up.
We become alpha.
Just wears alpha as a hat.
Oh, that'd be. Oh, food
Become
buff.
alpha and the omega.
I move my hotbar back into the position.
Your tower for tether. Three tower, one tether. Four tower, two tether.
Popping thrill. Marks are out.
One's leaving. Twos.
Oh,
I have
Oh,
that
no.
flamethrower.
Three.
uh-oh.
Fours.
Oh, I should have saw that coming.
Good
Just
job.
party
team.
list if you forgot.
Do what?
Adjust party lists if you forgot.
True. I have
Oh,
the
so this
perfect
is-
party list.
Must be
You're good.
nice.
Gonna sound crazy because we already learned one way, but I noticed a pattern. Square has 4 sides, triangle has 3 sides, X has 2 lines, and then circle is just 1. What if that was the order?
What? I
Exactly.
Stop speaking Greek. Shut up.
no. I don't know, but no.
I see where your line of thinking's going, Mike. But it wouldn't be a true us raid if it wasn't.
No,
you
no,
know,
no. You don't get to.
I
square
get
You'll
it.
red,
get, you're gonna be like
triangle
that.
blue.
You're gonna be like, yeah, that's a logical solution. You just go with the number of sides that your shape has.
Well, yeah, everyone knows an X has 2 sides. Come on, dude.
2 lines.
True.
But you don't get. You don't get to see it either way. It doesn't.
I don't even know what he's referring to.
He's saying like your
The
position.
order of
if
the
we made it
lineup
so-
should be the number of lines used to form the shape that you
It
are.
would be like
and I don't.
circle, X, triangle,
I don't-
square.
Don't say that too
I
fast.
don't
it's
think
gonna
there. I
break
don't
my
think there's
muscle
an
memory.
argument that that's better. It's another way to do it. I will concede that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it matters.
Dude, we did triangle red for like 3 months. This is nothing.
I don't know. Triangle red was easy stuff.
Yeah.
Triangle has 3
Triangle.
sides, and red has 3 letters.
That-
It's easy.
Triangle, red, square, blue is the order we're doing.
blue. Blue has
Yeah,
4
it's great.
letters.
I mean, it's the order we're doing, Mike. We're doing triangle, red, square, blue already.
True. That is
Oh.
true. That is default.
Unironically, because circle is red and X is blue. Yes.
Two tower, 4 tether. 3 tower, 1 tether.
Not worth.
4 tower, 2 tether.
Bombing thrill. Marks are out.
Ones will be leaving. Twos. Threes. Fours. Keep moving. Get to spots. Lining up. Check sides. Medium. Lady.
Girl.
Medium.
See? Those tethers are sucked in the
Yeah,
sim.
it really, dude. Actually, though,
Did it just not register no? Or
because
what?
we were.
I went to the wrong
Oh,
side.
far.
I'm too
That's-
far.
it's all
don't
good.
worry.
We were too far?
Yeah,
Wait, to be
we're-
closer?
Yep.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
the sim sucked.
Yep.
Can't trust
It was like slightly off on. The
On medium
distance. It was
tethers.
Weird.
Closer,
Yeah.
I
The
was
yeah.
already too close. Eight. Oh, this is fucking AIDS.
What?
Yeah.
You need a sec.
What is happening?
My cat I just.
You need a sec.
No, just keep going.
You need to teach your cat that sometimes you're busy.
Yeah, I can't. I don't
There's a
know
word. No. That's the word.
why. You know how many times I've been yelling? I'm losing my voice.
Dude, I know I believe you,
2
but
tower,
I don't
4
think he.
tether.
knows
2
what it
tower,
means.
4 tether.
3 tower, 1 tether.
No, no.
My bad. Was late grabbing tether, and then I went and grabbed fucking Sudi's tether, who also needed a tether.
You grabbed my tether.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see.
At the last second, because I was
Oh,
late.
okay.
Like, I usually have my door closed,
You said he could open doors.
and he opens them.
Cats are double spawn. What? Who said that?
Don't tell my wife. But
Yeah,
Oh,
my wife is
Kitty
the only
so
reason
cute.
we'll own a cat.
2 tower, 4 tether. Three tower, 1 tether.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I think I murdered people, yeah.
Does look
We both
like it.
went for the same tether.
Oh, I'm getting double tethered.
Oh, wrong tether.
Two tower, 4 tether. Three tower, 1 tether. Four tower, 2 tether.
Sometimes you go middle there.
Throw.
It just it worries me.
Or when he goes into heal.
Yeah, he just like walks up 1 yard from my tether.
Marks are out.
One's leaving. Twos. Threes. Fours. Keep moving. Spots. Running up. Check side. Medium. Lady,
Girl.
medium. Medium, left side is 90 degrees. We're baiting middle.
Popping thrill.
Tanks are getting their tethers.
There's okay.
Yields towards 2. I'm standing.
Cosmo.
Jake is up.
Perfect timing.
You got
Good
it.
shit.
Oh my god.
Check. If you're white or no debuff, you're doing the same flex. If your partner is on the same side as you, you're going to the other side. If not,
I need a partner at one. Ah, too slow.
I should have homed. I need to pull up the cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Get better understanding of.
so basically both sides will have the white and no debuff towards the north, and then the two purples on the other two spots.
The white,
For the
no
south.
debuffs.
Purples are going to be an arc around the south from D to B.
Yeah.
And where you are as purple in that arc is based on your flex priority, which is a lot more work than all of the other flex priorities that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, it depends on who, right? But
Are
If
we
you
wanting
ju-
to loosely line up like we do normally, like around an arc?
I don't
In
so,
our
like,
priority
in
flex.
that scenario. Oh, go
I
ahead.
think most people, like, we should have the left and right teams, like, roughly hanging out in the south, and then the people that get white and no debuff are just gonna fucking leave towards the north, right? And then if you see that we have 3 or 4 on our side, then we do flex adjust to the other side.
I see.
Like, in that scenario,
Oh,
it was
yes.
Omni, Null,
I was a dark.
Sudi, and I that were dark, I think. So I would be west, because that's still my group position. Null would
And
be
then I would
east, because he's the anchor.
Go
Omni
yeah.
would be southeast, and Sudi would be southwest.
southwest. Yeah.
I see. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, if we have a light party flex, then that's a lot easier too. We might be getting RNG Final Fantasy, but if that's consistent, we'll actually make provisions for it. We have time for like 1 or 2 more pulls.
Yeah. Let's
Mhm.
slam it. So it looked like I thought I was closer to Shield Guy, but I think he hit Glore with the.
Yeah,
ground
he hit
defense.
me.
Yeah, he can definitely hit at least the second closest person. Might be at most the second closest person.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Might be the 2 closest are randomed.
That's so random.
Thank Mike for the way.
It's a WoW mechanic if I've ever seen one. 2 tower, 4 tether. Three tower, 1 tether. Four tower, 2 tether.
Popping thrill.
Dude, healing this phase never gets less ass.
I feel so bad. Marks are out.
Ones will be leaving.
20 arm radius though.
Twos. Threes. Fours. Keep moving. Get to spot. Lining up. sides. Far.
Out.
Far. Far tethers.
Popping through.
We're going to bait middle.
Popping Rampart.
Shield is 3.
Up and shake.
That was
Good,
hot.
good, brothers.
Groaning this time, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need to hit all, it's just Alright,
Nice.
towards the south-ish, in your sides. If you get no debuff or white debuff, you're leaving now. I'll be here on me.
Yeah.
Outside, dodge into the wave. Outside, dodge into the wave again.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
Oh, what was all
We
that?
We got it. Boss is targetable.
Yep, play.
May
Yeah.
it just live.
Oh my god, he actually
Ready to
does it.
screenshot.
Okay, this is good. This is good.
That's a
No.
debuff.
That's a 1 minute debuff.
It's patch with Hello World. Oh yeah.
Mouse over all those debuffs.
Hello
I
World.
think yours is a.
Survive!
Get ready.
Mike!
Good.
Oh, it's
Oh,
soaks.
latent defect.
It's just patch with Hello World.
Yeah.
It's this both at
Oh.
the same time.
That's good.
2D's alive. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. I lied.
Alright.
I was like, oh, it's just swift casting.
That
That
is
was
a
good.
good
That was
last
really
pull.
great.
That was a really good list.
That's a very good last pull. That's the Wrath Flames last pull, but probably better because I think
we
the
got more.
debuffs are visually
Yeah.
informative instead of.
Yeah.
And it gave the debuffs to the dead bodies, so we know everything we need to know.
Yeah.
Well, we know most things we need to know.
Look at a lot of screenshots, but if you need them, you
I took a lot of clips.
Alright.
Yep.
I can't stay too long tonight. I have an early morning.
Oh, that's cool.
good, dude.
Rest up.
So Sunday.
Happy Valentine's.
Yes,
Happy
Sunday.
Valentine's.
Happy Valentine. It's Valentine's Day now, even in some time zones.
Yeah, I know. Gotta
Oh,
wish my wife a
right.
happy birthday.
9 p.m. for me.
Mikey, will you be my Valentine?
I'm taking.
Aw, bitch.
Oh, your wife, are you?
Yeah, but fuck you.
8. Oh, that was pretty good. Alright, night fam. See you in a few days.
Take care.
And I posted the 3 clips I took during that whole shit show.
And maybe I'm wrong, but it didn't seem like we needed any crazy mitt.
Hello World
least
does a little bit
immediately.
of damage, but
Hello
that's just
World?
because we were low.
I mean, Hello World killed the shit out of me, so we'll need some mint, but I don't think it's that much.
It's targetable, so I didn't reprisal. I doubt we had any kind of faint addle or dismantle up, so we got buckets.
I mean, we had reprisal, and it hit for 70k on null.
Oh, I did reprisal it. You're right.
Which is fine. We can dismantle it, we have reprisal, we have addle, and that's more than we need. Bill also had 28k HP. Killed the shit out of him, so.
How much health do you normally have, Noel?
More than
Like around
28k.
I have
68.
60. I have 68.
We-
but I
we
also
need
had
mid.
an shield, I think.
You had an 8.6k shield, and I factored that in when I said the 70k damage value.
Oh, okay.
It was 28k, 34.4 overkill, 8.6 absorbed. We'll put mid on it. We don't need a ton.
Yeah, bit of mid. Then we live, and then. I actually think it won't be too bad of a mechanic.
We have 24 seconds before the first set of deaths.
I mean,
We're gonna have to break stuff before then, obviously.
it's patched with Hello World. Like, I feel like that's so restrictive that it won't be too hard to figure out. Like, it's gonna be a Sudoku. Like, the fucking 8 can literally only go here or it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the Sudoku comparison might not be universally meaningful, but yeah.
I've been doing too many Sudokus
Yeah,
in my free time.
I have an app that I use. I haven't done one in a while, but I have one on my phone that I tend to do when I'm over at Staj's family.
I think we
Just on
want to
repeat.
see. We want to reference the debuffs against when we took the instances of damage from patch, but I think that'll be fine.
The part that trips me up are the things that I never see in Sudokus are like the XY wings and shit.
Yeah. The old bent triples.
Yeah, that shit always gets me.
Why did we die to our sniper cannons?
Why did you die to your sniper cannons?
You also, just so you know, you actually have time to adjust.
So you took 2.
Yeah, I ran too far in and we...
The Lord died
shit
to
there.
wave repeater, so his sniper cannon would have hit somebody.
Oh, was it close? I thought it was you. You were next to me.
I was a no debuff player. I was with my no debuff partner.
Alright.
We got killed by Sudi getting clipped by the wave repeater. We ended up taking a
Alright,
sniper cannon.
Then I did it fine. I just fucking died. That's okay. I was wondering why I just ended up dead.
You took an extra sniper cannon. Whereas and I took an extra high powered sniper cannon, and that's dangerous.
What happened? What's the high-powered laser cannon? Is that if somebody's dead? It's a two-man stack.
It's the 2-man stack, but it works the same with the other USD where it just hits a random target if
I
Yeah.
person with it
really
dies.
appreciate that the fucking hands have circles, so you don't have to actually look which spawned first, because that would be fucking awful.
Yeah, and you actually have you see the telegraph for like almost a whole second. Like it's pretty damn forgiving.
Yeah, you don't need, like, you just hang out between the two hands at your spot, and you just go to the one that isn't exploding because you have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I popped home because I thought I was gonna die, and I made it both times, and I was like, oh, never mind. This is super forgiving. Like it didn't even kill me.
It wasn't light parties that last time, was it?
No, because there were 3 DPS. With entangled related stuff.
Albunga strat's the best strat.
We're taking less damage than I thought we would take, so I guess there is some fall off even at very short distances. Maybe it's the intended strat. Really doubt that, but
I wonder if the actual intended strat is like max melee meteors with everyone dead center, and then you have the beyond defense people. That doesn't make sense.
I mean,
'cause
you're
then-
probably just supposed
Thanks.
to take the flares out. Like, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's expected you melee LB. Or if you need it, like if you get a bad pattern. Maybe we'll just not need tank LB at some point. which would be a nice first.
The phases are really short so far though, which is not great for crit RNG. I feel like sometimes our phase 1 damage is great, we don't need to LB, and sometimes I'm like, this is gonna be close even with LB, and we haven't had a death.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not doing the same thing every time. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I can save it here, and then I save it and it looks close, and I'm like, I guess I shouldn't have. Other times I send when I didn't need to. Queen's a lot of potency to move in and out, and it's kind of awkward because of that. Like where I'm pressing it, it's like 1600 potency if it goes through its whole thing. Problem is then I summon Queen and then it doesn't even fucking hit Crown Collider because we push Omega too quickly. I think everyone was in generally the correct spot then. That's nice. Transition. The screen.
Does anyone even potty anymore? Is it just me?
I dropped my pot from phase 1.
Coward.
We kept
Dang.
wiping 1 minute in at the start of the night, and I got annoyed. It's not a good reason, but
If everyone pots, then I don't ever need to LB.
we can all pot phase 1, or we can pot phase 2, or we can...
I think we just
Can't
need
pot
to
both.
pot fit. I think this fight is just, if we need the LB at all, like if we can't afford to LB at any point before the needed LB, if it won't regen in time, then we will need to pot phase 1, and we will need to pot every pull, and it's going to cost a lot of gil, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, but we don't know if we need the LB. There's a good shot right now that we would maybe have LB3 at the end of the next phase.
Well, I was gonna say, if I had to take a guess, if it's gonna try and pull a classic ultimate, it's gonna make us LB like probably at the end of 3rd phase, going to 4th.
I mean, we might just have it, even if we LB1 phase 1. Phase 3 looks like it's going to be a few minutes.
Also, there was that pull that just, we didn't have LB, which was good.
Yeah. I mean, I just send more. Like,
That usually happens because we have too much mit. Like people didn't get low enough to give us the bonus.
that's such a small generator. It's probably that we healed too much, more than that we had too much mit. So people didn't need the mit to live. That's the thing that still generates a lot of gauge.
Heal less, say no more.
Please no, I've died to damage before. Sad too.
Just once.
I should be
On those
potting
pulls,
the second turn.
I was trying
That's
to
fine.
like Nash it either 3rd or 4th, but it's just I feel like it's too unreliable to like actively get someone that's meaningful.
I mean, though, I think we're mostly fine unless we miss a next cog, in which case I'm not sure who to Tetra, and then we might hit the same person and the other guy dies.
Yeah. I've
Or-
done that like twice.
Or if 4th towers are opposite one another and I'm not a tether, then it's really hard to hit the opposite guy from me with the assize that keeps everyone safe, and it's a little iffy. Like, you see me fucking brushing up against the middle tether to try to hit it, but sometimes it misses.
Do you have? I know if play this Rapture is pretty comfy with the 20 ohm radius.
I mean, I do both there. I do Rapture Assize.
Uh,
That's the thing I do to heal 4th tower.
How good is I guess that probably wouldn't even matter. Never mind. I was gonna opt to say, what if we shook early, if that would help at all.
We get
Make
pretty
it any
low
less
for
stressful.
the Pentacrator, but might be helpful.
I
But
I only
Shake also
say
has a-
because
Shake doesn't. I mean, never mind. Ignore it. I was going to say something, but I don't think it actually matters. And that's you. You definitely need to wait until your blaster HP penalty falls off before you shake, right?
I don't think that matters.
'Cause
Well,
I don't. No, that's only
it-
Veil. That's only Veil.
That's fail, yeah.
Shakes is the person.
Shakes is for the persons.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
But you still want to wait for them then, right? Because you want their debuffs to
Yeah.
fall off.
What's the timing on the debuff falling off when you have to soak your tower on 3s and 4?
A few seconds before, and that's why it's such a pain to heal. It's like you only had a few
But
seconds.
it's
to think about
the-
people help
It's number 2 people who have the debuff expire like as Pentacrator is starting. Or a couple seconds before.
Yeah, and it's only 3s and 4s, right? Because 1s and 2s don't have the tether yet, so they don't have the min HP, correct? For blaster.
What?
you. 3s and 4s are the ones that will be at min HP just before they're soaked for the towers,
Yeah.
yeah. And the 2s are the ones that are going to be at min HP just before Pentacrator starts.
I usually try to X-Cog the 3 on the bottom of the list, or myself. So I guess that kind of trivializes 3, well, at least one of them.
I don't know. The problem I have is that it's definitely possible. Man, that was going to be completely off topic. Killing Omega too quickly is a very real thing for me personally. I don't mean like the queen damage in phase 1, I mean getting access to an air anchor in phase 2 is very difficult if Omega dies too quickly. So I just float the GCD and they lose the gauge generation completely basically, because it resets anyway. Going into during party synergy, out of party synergy.
Does anybody have like
It's-
good
it's-
AoE that they're able to use for the first like 1 GCD before firewall's up?
Urza has
I
Communia,
Hold on.
potentially.
I misery both if I don't fuck up. I thought the one that's gonna become immune soon, and misery both, and then that mine.
Chainsaw usually doesn't come off CD until...
I've sometimes had an Asias go off like the millisecond before the second one goes immune. It really depends how soon I use it during Pento, but I use it to heal the 4th people on Pento, so I know the timing's tight to have it back up depending on how fast we kill Omega.
If I were a bard, I'd have Apex and Blaster, but I'm not, so I don't.
But like that last pull, we absolutely fucking shredded them. It was fine. We didn't need LB or anything.
Yeah,
I
that felt
assume-
good.
What did I do on that pull? Was that a pull where I took Queen into phase 2 instead? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the mental down a little bit better too. Like for the basically as they're casting party synergy and I pop thrill and then I early rampart since there's plenty of time.
I mean Limitless, right? The second mechanic?
Yeah. Second one's limitless. Yeah. And then going out. What I keep forgetting is because I'm on female normally, I forgot the the fireball falls off, so I could switch to male. Which I need to keep doing. I need to remember to do that more because there's a few pulls where I forgot I was still targeting her when I ran out for the thing, and I was just tomahawking an immune target. I don't think it will matter too much, but optimally I'd have a few more tomahawks on male.
Blade Dance gives a fallen, right?
Yeah, it gives a fistful.
Oh,
So
does it?
I guess as soon as you see that debuff, you can fucking charge back in.
Yeah, that the moment I see the Caspar finish, I've been just charging right back in. And then it's locating the shield. Basically, I charge in and then immediately start looking for the shield guy. That Beyond Defense is such a weird fucking mechanic. You know what? What if Beyond Defense actually works like was it Oracle? With I forget what her move was called. It was like Double Darkness or something like that.
Darkest Dance.
Yeah, where it was kinda. I guess it's not as similar. Because it would hit Glor, and then I'd run in because it's then the target's next closest person. But the person she just hit is not targetable. I guess that does make sense because he pile pitches the same person. Never mind.
Oracle
I'm
can
thinking-
double hit with that anyway.
Do what?
If the other tank doesn't go in, she'll just hit the same target the second time. Kill them.
Yeah. Oh wait, really? I didn't know that.
Pretty sure, yeah.
I
Otherwise,
thought in
you
our
would-
polls
otherwise
it
you
was
wouldn't need
targeting
the tank to run
another
in,
player.
right? You just invuln in or whatever, or if you have invuln, you don't need to do it either way. I think she can target the same target. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering.
I just remember one time I didn't run in and she like, she didn't hit Glor again. She turned and just killed the party.
But Glor's running out, right? And like the whole raid
Yeah,
is
I think
very
you're right.
stacked in that on that mechanic.
On the dead center.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I don't know. I could just be misremembering. It wasn't.
Part of me thinks that based on what's been happening, I think it's whenever they get hit by pile pitch, it then chooses the next closest person from the point that got Beyond Defense, the next closest target from Beyond Defense, and it can still be that's the point that it measures from potentially. Because the both times that it hit me, I just kind of like fucked off, and it kept hitting the party each time. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Pile pitch. Like the dude ends up wherever the Beyond Defense hit. And then, so yeah. I don't think. Oh. I don't know. It's an odd mechanic for sure.
Yeah, what we've been doing has been working fine. Just the moment it goes off, whether it hits me or Glor, I just kind of. Well, if it hits me, I fuck off, and then if it hits Glor, I run into the party. But I'm a little surprised how healthy we are after flares. It's pretty good.
Yeah, our math was too generous to the bosses they saw. We probably should save one CT if we're gonna be that healthy and use it on the transition because it hits hard.
Which, the purples or the white?
Purples at least. I don't know. Well, I haven't seen the damage value, but I assume it's basically the same, but split across two people.
I mean, it's hard, but if you're at full HP with a galvanized shield, you live. Sniper cannon did 69k total to you.
Sniper cannon left Corin at 4k. I just worry that if it high rolls damage, it might kill.
And that was with shield?
Yeah, that was a 9k shield. It hit coin for 71.2-ish. high-powered sniper cannon hit me for 65.6 with an
No,
animation.
I'll just say it's less cozy than the fucking flares, so I would probably just put one CD away from flare and into that.
What would be the
One
ideal
of
one?
the MIT CDs, then, not the absorbs, right?
Yeah.
Absorbs gain too much value with the amount of MIT that we're putting onto. Desperate
Yes.
measures. Too good. We could move tack. We could move. It's awkward to move tack because tack's back up, like during Hello World. Either way.
Are all the 2 minutes, or sorry,
The
are all the
90s.
10% roughly 2 minutes or 90s?
Mine's 2 minutes, but
Knowles is 2. Mike's is.
Ew.
SDM is 2. Tack is 90. Faye is 2. That's not a 10% technically.
Oh, you know what? I do have Seraph up. I didn't use it though.
I mean, it might be okay. Like that might have been a high roll on corner. We might just live that with just the Galvanize, but we'll have to be ready to move mid there if it's scarier than it seems.
This is
Yeah.
for before boss starts.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is for the sniper cannon damage.
I think I should have Seraph.
How long does Seraph shields last?
30 seconds.
30?
Seraph seems like it might be really good during Hello World too, though, because we're gonna
That's
be
true,
fucking
yeah.
all over the place from the looks of it. I don't think Magic Barrier would work well at all for a sniper cannon. I think it's too short.
Because Magic Bear is what, 10 seconds?
It's 10 seconds and Sudi's gonna have to be in position wherever he needs to be, right? So I think it
Yeah.
would just expire.
And the first part of Hello World is just the pink debuff soak the pink towers, the blue debuff soak the blue towers. The 20-second blue tether splits the stack with the blue towers while staying close to each other to not pop their tether. And the red tether goes far apart and soaks the defamations with the red tower people from the looks of it. Those are the things that are going off at the same time.
What's the, so I see all the ones with like 3 seconds on Corn's screenshot. It's like the diamond and then the circle and then like, just
Circle's
looks like a puddle.
defamation. Circle's defamation, the shared sentences, basically the shared sentence.
uh-huh, yeah.
It's okay with 2 people or you die.
Is that a 2-man or a 3-man?
It's it should be a 2-man.
Yeah, because
It
otherwise
might be a
there'd be overlap.
It might be a 3-man if it's big enough, and then you have the blue tether people in both.
Oh, holy shit, FF logs has tooltip information. That's fucked up. Shouldn't have that. Underflow
what?
code smell. This is the actual tooltip information.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. Galore got a overflow code smell, critical overflow bug when it expires, and an underflow code smell. It causes a critical underflow bug when it expires.
I mean, the things that are currently there are easy. It's the pinks need to soak the pink tower to not die. The blues need to soak the blue tower to not die. It takes up 4 people already. All of those people have another mechanic. Both those blues will need a partner to soak their shared sentence. I think that has to be the blue tethers. So that they can remain close enough not to pop their tether at the same time. I assume it would give Vuln and kill us if it popped at the same time. And then that leaves the red tether to soak the defamations with the red towers.
Those gray debuffs actually aren't anything, are they? They're telling you what debuff you're going to end up getting. What's the purpose of that? It's just a few extra seconds?
I mean, it might be passable.
Doubt it.
If they weren't in pairs,
The
it'd
diamond
be
says
fine.
you can coming in contact will pass it.
If it, I assume the blue works like the pink, and I believe the pink is the same as the 12. It's just an EC type thing, but you need it to soak towers, so it lasts a little bit longer than the actual mechanics resolving, and then I think the people who soaked your mechanic with you will just grab it from you in those 6 seconds. Like the blue tether that helped with the stack will then grab the blue debuffs off of the people they soaked with, and then the red tether will grab pink off of the people they soaked with. And then they'll soak the next set of red and blue towers, which I assume there has to be. Otherwise the mechanic wouldn't make much sense.
Alright, well, I guess time to start on the timeline. Are we still
Yes.
keeping Veil at Limitless and Shake at Cosmo Memory?
I think we just keep things mostly the way they were. We consider moving one of the 10% off of flares and onto the transition if it's scary, but we might not have to do that.
What would be the best one?
Probably
Tack?
take Expedient.
Experience probably a good one.
Does the towers kill you if you don't have the right debuff, or are they just...
They're not soakable if you don't have the right debuff.
Right, but what I mean
spell.
is they resolve with the expiration of the debuffs, from the looks of it. I'm wondering if you need to be positioned...
Do they? Or is it at the end of the latent cast?
Yeah, and the debuffs expire at the end of the latent cast. This is the very end of the cast, and you see the debuffs just hit 0.
They have 6. The debuff that lets you soak is...
No, no, I don't care about the ones with 6, I care about the synchronization bugs.
Yeah, all the mechanics are gonna fucking blow up at once, and then you pass the...
No,
second-
no. The shared sentence ones are going off at the same time as the towers, but you need to be in the tower.
Everything...
I'm asking if the players that are soaking need to be in the tower or outside of the tower, or if it matters at all.
You're just at the edge of it. The 2 people that are going to be soaking the shared senses are going to be the blues, so they can be close enough to each other.
I mean, latent defects. Words.
That's an irrelevant debuff. Everyone's going to take damage before that falls off.
No. Latent synchronization bug is the 1 minute one. Latent defect is the blue one.
Yeah, like there's a mechanic going off right now in your screenshot.
The blue ones are the
All
shared
8
sentence soakers.
all 8 players will be taking damage at this moment. It doesn't matter who has them. There will be 4 people sharing 2 shared sentences, and 4 people getting hit by a defamation.
You want the latent defects getting hit by the defamations?
I want the long tethers getting hit by the defamation, and the red tethers getting hit by the defamations, so that they can be far apart and not double up on defamations and not blow up the tether. And I want the blue tether to soak the shared sentences with the people soaking the towers at the edges.
Which long tethers will exist at that point?
The blue tether?
Two of them will have broken.
None of them will have broken. They activate at the same time as those mechanics.
Oh, you don't break the tether?
The tethers are ethereal until that moment, and then they, like, you see the blue tether that was on you and Omni is popping, like in that screenshot. That's that magic foam that Omni has. That was the first tether to break because it just became active.
I see.
The tethers are like ghostly, and then they become solid when that first debuff hits 0.
So where would you want Omni Knight? We're both in defamations?
Omni or blue tether.
Blue tether with no debuff.
You would be between the blue towers at the edges, soaking shared sentence with the guy in the tower without being far enough to break your tether.
Holy shit, there's so many debuffs. This is daunting.
Defamations are just at the edge of the arena, and they're soaks.
Yeah, defamations are at the edge of the arena and their soaks, and they each have one of the red tethered people, like just outside their tower on the outside. I guess I can diagram it.
Yeah, I'm pulling up a raid IO now because I'm trying to like loosely conceptualize what you're talking about.
How close? Well, we don't see a red tether break, do we? We see it not break. Sudi and yours, Null, I think? I think that's yours. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. It's on mic from the looks of it, so it's way further than I thought. Just goes through you.
I guess this only works if towers can spawn across from each other, but you have to come up with a different plan for them. This should definitely work for this case that we've seen.
Clarify then in this scenario, we are having no tethers break when this first set of towers goes off, right?
Yeah, I think we have no tethers break, one mechanics will go off, give Vuln, we wait for that Vuln to drop, then break at one of the tethers, then wait for that Vuln to drop, then break another tether. And it looks like it would just repeat, unless the towers changed what they're doing.
"21 seconds between each tether break. Basically the length of a mechanic. Korn and Urza would both be in a blue tower. And you would want... Did you make a diagram?
I'm making one at this moment.
Okay. Corners would both be in a blue tower, doing their soak. We're on the inside of the arena, we're not in the tower, Omni and I, close to each other, and we're taking the shared sentence, and then taking the pass on critical performance bug, the purple debuff. Then we'll have it for 24 seconds. So again, there's just going to be another set of soaks, 3 seconds, and then we have 3 seconds to pass the debuff. And then this loops.
Yo, that's crazy.
This is a 90-second mechanic. Like, this is a fucking long mechanic.
I'm just looking at the video Corn uploaded of the where we smashed it. I get hit by Beyond Defense, and he then targets Galore for Pile Pitch, but Galore was just close enough where he split it with Urza. Him and Urza 2-man take it, and Urza almost dies.
If
But
you
like,
if you don't get Beyond Defense, you should be running in. I need to do that.
yeah, that's just crazy. I'm shocked that a non-tank could survive a 2-split.
I mean, we have 50% mid on it,
Yeah.
and it's not a large base damage. Like, if Nil and I were taking no other damage, we could survive a 2-split, both of us.
Gotcha.
With 0 mid. It's for like 60 to 70k, depending on armor type. It's very... Its purpose
Cosmos.
just seems to be to doom people. I don't know. I'm surprised the
Yeah.
damage is as low as it is.
Yeah, you're right, because it applies Doom on just Galore and Urza.
A lot of the damage values in this fight so far seem very low. Might be a reaction to the criticism that DSR got for being so mitigation heavy. Or maybe it's just waiting, biding its time.
This is what I think is the initial resolution of that. I think that satisfies the conditions for all the debuffs for us to not immediately die and be able to continue the fight. And then, you would break the blue by moving apart as soon as the vuln drops, and while doing that you would pick up the blue spread debuff. And then you can already go pick up your red spread debuff as the red tether without breaking your tether, that's fine. And then once the tether vuln drops, you break red by running together.
If there's a situation where the towers spawn diagonally from each other,
Yeah, we would have to do something different there. Probably involving the blues soaking the defamation in the middle and the reds being the shared sentence on the other diagonal.
what's the reason behind the red tether soaking defamation?
They need
to?
They need to be far enough apart to not break their red tether, which breaks when you're close.
Uh-huh.
So, I guess I'll do it with blues instead. If it were blues hooking that, they would be pretty far apart to not get clipped by the other defamation, and they would probably blow up and put foam before everything goes off and I'll die.
But is the reason they need to soak it because it's to clear? They have to get it to be immune. Isn't that right? Wood?
Yeah,
How patch normally worked?
The goal of Hello World in O12, both Hello Worlds, is to, well, the shared sentence needs to be soaked so that that person doesn't die. First of all, that's why that's getting soaked. But the defamations are getting soaked because getting hit by defamation gives you defamation, and then once you blow up with a defamation, you become immune to the next application of defamation. And at the end of the Hello Worlds in O12, Omega puts a defamation on everyone. So anyone that is not currently immune will get one, and you just die if you have more than 3 of those, because there's no spots to put more than 3 on hitting everyone.
That makes sense. So it's kind of it's almost similar to how Nisis are resolved, where you kind of want to pass it around slowly so that everybody has the immunity, or at least 5 of the people, right?
Yeah. You want, I mean, I think you just want to have the Reds always soak that defamation so that we just have a chain of people becoming immune by the time the mechanic's done.
And the towers, they're just there to be towers. If you don't soak them, they blow up.
They're there to require you to keep passing the diamond and pink debuffs, purple and pink debuffs.
Oh, I see. Is the diamond, does the way that works, is that just you have the debuff and it goes off at some point?
It's a NUC debuff that exists for the purpose of allowing you to soak the tower.
Yeah,
it will probably do a
O12,
lethal AoE when it expires as well.
Yeah. In O12, you have that pink one, you don't have the blue one. I think that's just new to this ultimate, but it seems to act the same way, at least at the start, because there's just a blue version of the pink towers. But the way it works is you must have that debuff to soak towers. If you don't have the debuff, the tower will fucking just explode and kill everyone. And then once it expires, you blow up in a small area around you and kill anyone near you. And also, you pass that debuff by running into other people, or make a copy of it.
I see.
You run into something.
So, okay. So it's like a combination of Nisi and also like wormhole-ish? Or at least, what was the soak mechanic in wormhole? Where we like procedurally, like, that was just to avoid a vuln, right? Because that just applied vuln.
Pool of repentance?
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it was called.
Okay.
Yeah, basically in this example, using the image, after shared sentence goes off, after the first set of stuff goes off,
I'm assuming
far
everything's resolving at the
tethers-
same time, where defamations go off.
yeah, far tethers and
close tethers become
Far
solid.
tethers are running away from each other through the debuffs, and they need to
Yeah.
not stay there, or they'll die.
All this shit goes off at once that's in the image. Once that's done, I think we'll have a short phone. We wait for that phone to expire, then both of those blue tether people move directly to the sides and through that person that they're next to. That will give them the blue debuff so they can soak the next blue towers and break their tether, so we get rid of that. And we'll have another short phone, and then once that one expires, the red tethers can run together and break their tether. And then we should be reset for the next set of things, which should be like the same, I guess. The towers might be different.
It's gonna give 2 more people latent defect with the latent defect cast, right? We just don't get to see it because everyone's dead at that point.
Probably. But like, I don't think that's a real mechanic as long as it keeps functioning, because all 8 people will take an instance of damage.
Is... Latent performance defect. So Omni and Mike got a debuff at the very end after the latent defect cast finished. Affected by a hidden error that will cause explosive damage when the effect ends. Effect cancelled upon being hit by a certain action.
I would guess that just cancels when you get hit by the split, so everyone must split at least once during the mechanic. Which it seems like they would.
It's 10 seconds? Set
Which
of
one?
deformations. The one that's applied after the latent defect cast onto Omni and Mike. Looks like it before the next set of damage events, but it's kind of hard to tell because we didn't get the right contagious effect.
The next set of damage things is 20 seconds off from that screenshot.
Yeah, and 10 from... It's the new debuff that got applied to Omni-Mech. The purple... That's another purple diamond-esque thing, but I'm not sure what damage event it's referring to. It might just be patch. It might be the tether break. But I'm not sure why that would apply to just 2 people. Tether break seems like the thing. Tether break is a damage that will definitely happen to those 2 people because it should happen to everyone. So I don't know what function this one serves.
I see what you're saying. That's the.
It might just be it might just be a check that you're actually breaking tethers in between each set.
Yeah, that's what comes to mind, but
Also to note, whatever resolved on me gave me a magic.
our tethers broke, so you should have gotten 2 stacks of a minor magic vuln from that. I say minor kind of in quotes, but it's not the you die if you take a second hit, because you have to take 2. Because our tether broke, so we both produced an instance of the damage.
Yeah, and I see I also have 2 stacks of Twice Come Ruin.
Is it twice or
2 stacks of twice?
2 stacks of a ruin.
It's thrice. It's thrice.
Thrice Come Ruin.
Just, yeah. So that is just another way to force you to delay.
It also
It's a
it's
1
like super short. It's a 1 second. Yeah.
So you can break those tethers real quick, just not literally at the same time. I guess we might need to heal depending on how much they own.
Still does apply magic form. How much does patch hit for? That's a question. Jack and shit.
Hit for 20k?
First patch hit for 3k, second patch hit for 20k. So...
Oh yeah, that's right. Magic Bomb.
But that's another...
Which is Which is the patch going off? Is that the tether breaking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's also a 1 second debuff. Like, why? These are really short. Yeah, it's a 1 second debuff.
Yeah, so it's 1 second and it does 23k effectively.
Yeah, you're taking. Presumably, there's damage from doing the soak. You're taking damage from the split effect. You're taking damage from the defamation. The whole raid is taking the hit. So it's healing, but it's not like. It's not a crazy amount of damage just from a tether break.
Yeah, so effectively the way, correct me if I'm wrong, the way that you're wanting this to resolve null is that once everything triggers once, the blue tethers run through, break, which will trigger the 2 patches, right? For the basically 23k. The idea,
And while they're doing
uh,
pink but not breaking, because they
I don't. Am I lagging or is Null lagging?
it's not like he was like, I thought I was like,
Okay, so what Noel was saying was while blue is breaking their tether and collecting their debuff, the close tethers are also collecting their debuff but not breaking their tether.
correct. The red tethers are going with their pink partners that are near them, and also getting their dot for next time.
but red tethers aren't breaking?
Red tether can't break at the same time as blue because of that foam, but it's not very long, so they'll break soon after, but not quite at the same time. But it won't break because they're far apart.
Yeah, correct. But do we want them to break shortly after is the question.
Yeah, we'll want the blues to go apart and break while picking their shit up. And then the reds are also picking their shit up. We'll be taking a bit of damage. We might have to cast a heal or two, and then the reds will go together and break.
Gotcha. And as that break's probably happening and those debuffs are swinging around, I'm assuming that's when that new debuff is.
And like the next set of
Needs to be
tethers and rots should work. We'll have the people that used to have a red tether now become the people that are soaking the pink tower with defamation. The people that used to have defamation are both tethered in this screenshot. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're tethered with the blue tether. So they're actually swapping sides. That's fine. The people that used to have blue tether will now be soaking the next blue towers. The people that soaked blue towers are now the red tether. And then, yeah, the debuffs are all the same. And then if that goes off again, that rotation repeats, and if you do it 4 times, everyone has done each mechanic once. And then everyone's immune to everything. And then Omega can't kill us anymore.
How long does the patch or defamation immunity last?
So he hits you, I think.
It doesn't matter right now.
I don't
I'm
think
just
it has a
curious
timer
how long it
anymore.
lasted in.
I
don't think it has a
don't.
timer
I've
at all.
never heard of it having a duration in R12S, but I don't know.
It blocks the next application. It doesn't block infinite application.
Yeah. I was just curious if it had a duration. Like if there's like a situation where it blocks the next one, but like there's maybe on the second or third iteration we have to like the people who were first defamations have to do something that forced them to soak another defamation, but because they're immune to it, it's to solve a later mechanic, like the fourth or something.
Don't know.
Yeah, we just have to see more of it.
Yeah, we'll have to see more. But like from this list of debuffs, I think first of all that there is basically exactly one way to do this, with a slight variation if the towers are diagonal. And 2, it should happen 4 times. because there's 4 sets of everything, if my understanding is right. So at least 4 sets of tethers that will keep the cycle going, and that would get everyone immune to the mechanics.
What was the spell called whenever he tried to put patch or defamation on everyone?
Critical error.
Gotcha.
So I think you're just gonna do all 4 things once. The order depends on whatever the.
So the
you
full
get at the
set of
beginning.
what we're doing, I think, then, is we soak critical synchronization, like Omni and I in this pull instance. We soak critical synchronization, break our tether, while grabbing the debuff. Then we soak the next blue tower while somebody else soaks our critical synchronization that we got from soaking critical synchronization, right? And then we take the short tether slot on the defamation side. Like we're the short tethers and the defamation side image, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we're the defamation, or then we're the soakers with defamation on pink tower.
Yeah, you basically do all 4 mechanics one after the other with a very forced order.
In theory, this might be the easiest mechanic so far. Aside from YOLO Swagons on Limitless Synergy.
Cowabunga? Get it right, come on.
Because the first thing you have to do correctly, you have 20 seconds to identify and do, which is a really long time. And your tether is visible immediately if you're in the next one, but it's not visible otherwise, right? Like the ghost tether?
Yeah, the ghost tether is whoever is activating next. There is only
Yeah.
the ones that visible.
And it's the players that aren't synchronization or defamation, at least on this pull. I would assume it's probably consistent, right? I think it desyncs things if it isn't.
One of my favorite memes.
And this is to solve if it's diagonal towers, I think. Which would still have you doing 4 mechanics in a row, but would slightly change how it all ends up working.
Do far tethers have a like a too far component?
No.
The way far tethers work is they break once you're a certain distance apart. Once they're broken, they're broken. So you just stay close until you're ready to break them, and then you just leave. It's not a safety vulnerability kind of thing.
Seems like you get 10 seconds to break the tethers once they become active.
Yeah, assuming that's what that debuff is. Which seems like a safe assumption.
And you get that debuff the same time defamation goes out too, so maybe it's like
Oh.
Defamation and be in the right place for the tether so that you don't die.
I mean, it kind of has to be independent of defamation, right? There's no way to get into the defamation.
Because then it applies to magic ball and defamation just kills everyone. If you're in the wrong position for the tether.
Yeah. So that's a question. How much does critical overflow debugger words hit for with 2 stacks of vuln? Much damage, such wow. 270k on the tank with 2 stacks of vuln. Good. You don't have a damage value without vuln. I guess we have patch. The difference between patch damage. 5 probably a 500% vuln and a good chance at stacks additively. Probably only a 30 to 40k hit, probably 40k ish. Still have blue tethers break if it's diagonal, right?
What was that?
Towers are across from each other. You would still have the blue tethers break first. Because they have to get out. Yeah.
I don't think you can have the tethers break in any order. Because you get the buff local something smell, but once that expires, you get the tether, and you only get 10 seconds to resolve the tether. But all 4 of them come in order.
There's one blue tether and one red tether, and then there's going to be other people that get those later.
Oh, so the smell's just this to signify you have it, but it hasn't activated yet.
You're going to have it.
Yeah.
Forewarning, so you aren't just spread out and accidentally trigger it. Did Sudi get autoed at the end? Is that what actually killed him?
Might have. I died.
His latent defect expired.
Oh, yep. But the boss did turn like he was gonna auto. So it's probably possible.
No, what? Is it? Oh, it just takes a while to show up. So unnecessary, some of the mechanics they give a damage down to, but I guess it's informative. 660k damage for latent defects expiration. Gives you a damage down just in case. So you know you fucked up. This is something we're definitely gonna have to go over on Sunday when everyone's here in detail, I think. And Omega does auto during that entire mechanic.
Just like the Savage.
He only autos for 33k though, so it's fine. This cascading latent defect.
Is that in here?
Hmm?
Cascading latent defect? Is that in Ultimate?
What's up?
Is that just the tower? That's what I was...
Yeah, in O12 it's when you soak a tower, you get cascading latent defect that will kill you if your underflow bug doesn't expire in its duration.
Mike and Omni both got hit with 2 instances of the effect, so it's probably just the name of the tower not getting soaked.
Yeah, I think that's the effect of the tower is it gives a debuff that kills you if your Nisi doesn't expire. Yeah, but your Nisi expire cleanses it in O12.
What killed me exactly? Because it looks like I take 2 instances of damage. One when latent defect goes off, and then something else kills me.
You get killed by the universe, basically.
What?
Took 2 patches, then you took a critical overflow bug, which is a defamation hit, with 2 stacks of magic foam.
I see, okay.
Looks like cascading latent defect.
Is the cascading, is the
that's a
debuff
tower not
that
getting
me and Mike,
soaked.
Oh.
What?
the debuff that me and Mike got for 10 seconds, is that because we took a tower without...
Current guesswork is that it's
I
just
think-
a debuff that enforces tether breaks.
I think it's the blue version of cascading latent defect. I think it will get cleansed if your performance bug expires while you have it.
Which you
Wait,
wouldn't.
how does performance buff expire?
It's the
I just checked it out.
purple diamond thing that's about to expire on Korn and Urza at the end of the pull. It might be that because the tower wasn't soaked, it just gave it to everyone who was alive.
I mean, Mike was in Blue Tower.
I
Oh.
was also in Blue Tower.
Oh, why
and it
were
gave
you
it
in
to
blue?
me.
Oh, then that's
I
all
don't
that
know,
it was. You were just
Yeah,
in a
but-
tower you weren't supposed to be in, and it gave you a debuff. Okay.
I think that's just how it goes. It's just the blue version of Cascading Latent Defect that just enforces that you did soak the tower with the correct debuff.
That
And
makes
that-
sense.
And that it had the correct timer left on it.
That checks out.
Okay, there's 21 seconds between each deformation.
Yes. Everyone is going to have every debuff at one point in the mechanic, right?
Yeah. So like in our pool, you and me had the close tethers, Chan.
We had long tethers, which is why they insta-broke.
We had long tethers.
Yeah, so the type of tether describes when it's breaking on this mechanic versus when it's fine, like it on an Alexander.
Okay, so we had the blue out arrows, which means that we should have stayed close to keep them, and then we break them by moving outward after the resolution happens.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the little I don't the third debuff? The looks like a stack but with like the little data helix.
It's gonna get dispelled upon being hit with something. I'm not sure what that's something. I think it's getting hit by a shared sentence.
I
Yeah.
think that's
It's a
the
latent
latent
synchronization
one.
defect, so that should be the shared sentence, because that's the
Yeah.
synchronization bug.
I think getting hit by the shared sentence will cleanse that, and you should be getting hit with the shared sentence either because you have it or because you're a blue tether in the first 2 instances, so that would resolve it. Because you have two cycles worth to cleanse it.
I see.
Yeah, that defect or that debuff expires about 4 seconds after the third set of synchronization bugs would resolve, which should be enough for everyone to have been hit.
And what's the blue helix that Sudi had that killed him?
You must take damage before it expires, but everyone's gonna take damage before it expires, so I'm not sure what the point of it is. Other than maybe
I think it's a
weird fucking strat.
differentiation tool. Because it distinguishes the 4 kind of sort of no debuff players into pairs in a way that is visually slightly different than looking at like tether durations.
Yeah, because the moment the defamation
you
goes
see-
off, it disappears from Mike.
You see your tether like right away, the ghost tether, so that's probably much easier than looking at the fucking latent debuff.
Assuming latent works for both, yeah. If latent has to be critical overflow, for example, and that can go on either tether type, then that would change things.
All the O12 things say that it's damage, but it could be specifically.
Well, I mean, the actual description is cancelled upon being hit by a certain action. It's not cancelled in damage.
On this iteration, Mike's disappear because it was Mike and Sudi that had it, but Mike's disappear the moment patch goes out.
He gets hit by defamation.
Yeah, but the patch triggers first, and me and Mike take about 23k, and then the defamation kills us. But his debuff disappears when the patch.
I do
damage
not
goes
have
out.
a frame on my VOD in between when he loses the latent defect and when he gains the critical overflow bug.
I see what you're saying.
I don't need the VOD. I can look at time. $537.136. 537.136.
And the overflow bug is for. When does that happen? Is that for
The red
after your
circle.
defamation goes off?
I'm working on the timeline if you want to open that up too.
Critical overflow bug is the red circle debuff, and you take damage from it when the red circle debuff expires. After that, I think you gain, is it called critical overflow debugger?
That's defamation, yeah.
Makes you immune to an application. Critical overflow
Because on,
bug.
yeah, I'm looking at Korn's VOD, and there's like a second where Mike takes the patch damage, the blue helix disappears, and he gets the defamation for 21 seconds. I also get the defamation because we were both alive, but it looks like the defamation then kills us from the.
Yeah,
Like we gained the debuff before
his
the
latent defect
damage.
expires on exactly the same timestamp that he gains a critical overflow bug in the log.
Okay.
In O12S, you could only get hit by critical overflow, right? That was the only damage. Actually, Omega Autos should be an instance of damage, right?
Yeah, he autos me like I think like 3 times.
I mean, it can't be any damage if autos can trigger it, right? Because then it like breaks the mechanic a little bit.
Because it definitely didn't target me. Maybe it targets non-tanks to prevent like abuse. I'm not sure because that's the only reason it'd be there, right? Is to try and prevent some kind of cheese.
No, it's got to be to enforce a specific movement pattern. Might be to force one tether pair to go
actually,
to the overflow.
I think you're right in this. I think more of it's to enforce how quick you're supposed to break the patch, because as everything resolves, if the patch weren't to break and he wasn't to take, whatchamacallit, defamations, he would only have like a 3-second window, effectively, less than, to break patches to break and then trigger, or like break the helix. Because there's a 3-second difference between when defamations go off and the blue helix would expire.
If you're in a defamation when it would be expiring and you have a latent defect, the defamation will occur well before your latent defect expires. Right?
Yes.
Same with a critical synchronization bug. The question is if latent defect gets removed by either, or if only gets removed by one, and how that affects the decision making of the mechanic, basically. Because if you can be forced to take a defamation as a close tether, or as a far tether rather, then that is going to change a lot of other things, I think. Kind of. We'd basically end up having to do the diagonal kind of pattern, but without it being a diagonal.
Like in our pool, Mike and Sudi had, I guess the 4 unmarked people, right, would have been you and me, and Mike and Sudi. Except for Mike and Sudi have the Helix, and they're far tethers. So
They're close tethers.
oh
They're red tethers.
yes,
So they need to be far. I don't know if that's what you meant.
yeah.
But that's
Far
a
tethers.
nomi-
I mean, it's like they need to be afar to not break it immediately.
Yeah, this might be a nomenclature thing at some
Yeah.
point. We're trying to
I'll try to red and blue. That makes it, I think, a better.
Christmas
Overlap.
and blue or something, yeah. Red and blue.
So. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see the physical.
In a
green and red
scenario
and-
where we had latent defect instead, and latent defect can only be removed by critical overflow bug, which might not be reality, but it seems difficult for me to accept that there wouldn't be a reason for that debuff existing, and there wouldn't be really if it didn't matter. Like, if it didn't matter which you got hit by, then the debuff doesn't need to exist.
Mhm. So, are you saying, correct me if I'm wrong, so you're saying it's possible that in this situation, that the only way to resolve the blue debuff to be removed would be to be hit by defamation. So it would be a weird situation where you'd have to have the red tether on Sudi, he'd have to be within defamation, and the blue tether on Mike would have to also be within defamation.
Yeah.
What? Mike's red with Sudi.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
The scenario that
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
describing
yeah.
is basically either it doesn't matter, and
Mhm.
Dole's diagram works 100% of the time, or it works 50% of the time and it does matter, and latent defect can go on either pair of tethers at the start. Those are the set of possibilities.
So it's either nulls works 100% of the time, like you're saying, or there's a situation where we have to somehow man it. How do you
There's a scenario where basically you and I are toward the middle, but still in separate defamations.
Yeah.
While the synchronization
Reds
players
are
have to be
not.
on the outside of their blue towers, and reds are also on the outside of those blue towers.
Yeah.
And they take it.
Yeah.
We're still breaking first in that scenario, I think. Because it's just impractical to not break first since we have to go grab the debuffs. But it very slightly changes the order you do things. What you're doing on the whole doesn't really change.
So, for latent defect, you need to be hit by the defamation.
No, we
for it?
don't know. We don't know.
Right now it's just speculation that might be.
Speculation is that you need to be hit by overflow because the way you got rid of latent defect in O12S was being hit by overflow, but overflow was also the only thing happening in O12S. So it's a coincidental relationship.
In the clip I took, getting hit by the defamation got rid of my latent defect.
Right, the question is if getting hit by the critical synchronization bug would get rid of it. Which is the split thing that the other pair of people would be doing.
In the tooltip of latent defect, it says effect cancelled upon being hit by a certain action.
Yeah. Which is why I'm leaning toward needing to be hit by overflow. That isn't the position that Null took.
But there's also latent performance defect, which can be cancelled by being hit by a certain action. Maybe that's something else then.
Because there's critical performance
Latent
and
performance
then
defect.
latent performance.
You put forward that that's probably removed by critical performance bugs expiration.
This is critical performance bug.
Critical performance bug is what allows you to properly soak those blue towers, which is why you got it when you were soaking those blue towers. There's the underflow, which lets you soak the red towers. There's the purple diamond performance bug that lets you soak the purple blue towers. And then the soaking of those towers will put a debuff on you that requires their respective tower associated debuffs to expire to not kill you.
Hmm.